Howdy, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Hope y'all are doing okay today. So, first off, yes, I did get a haircut. My wife normally trims my hair, and she was going to cut it, and I'd been joking around about, maybe going bald because it's a very comfortable summertime haircut, so long as you don't burn your scalp. And she said, no, don't do that, don't do that. Well, then she went to cut my hair and she realized she was missing one of the guards that she typically uses for my haircut. I'm normally around a 3 or a 4, and so she tried the shortest one that she had, and it wasn't short enough. She's like, well, you're just going to go ahead and go bald. Okay, fine. So I'm bald. Very comfortable. That said, just stopped at a little country gas station out where I live. He's one of the only people near to me that I'm aware of that sells off-road diesel, which I use in my old farm tractor for whatever I use it for, whether it's digging small holes to plant little trees, or there's all sorts of stuff I use it for. And I need to mow some of the fields out that way, so I went and got some diesel for it. An off-road diesel, which the only difference is the sulfur content, and there's a dye that's put in it so that it can be checked by law enforcement, because off-road diesel is tax-free. Off-road diesel was $5.29 per gallon. And I have a rental car right now. My Focus that I drive all the time is in the shop. So I went ahead and filled it up too, because as much as I drive, I'm going to use it. And I said, man, I just can't believe how expensive gas is. Now I want to stop right there to say something else. Having worked in the fuel business, I worked at a gas station right down the street from my house for about 2 years. And when I worked there, the most I ever saw that we made on a gallon of gas was about 20 cents at the retail side. Now, I know that there are other people making more cents per gallon, whether it's the wholesalers or the manufacturers or whatever. I know that there are people making more than that, but the retail side of it, you don't make money. Where gas stations make their money is off of the sale of everything else in the store. This guy, he does brakes, tires, exhaust work, little maintenance type stuff on vehicles, so that's kind of where he makes his money. And he knows apparently some people in the business that kind of know where things are heading. He said, according to what I'm hearing, by the end of this month, June, it's currently June 7th, 2022 at 2:06 p.m. Eastern. He said that road diesel is supposed to be north of $7 a gallon by the end of the month, and he wouldn't be surprised if gas hits over $6 average nationwide. Which I understand that there's a lot of issues facing every industry that's global right now, from supply chain shortages, worker shortages, and everything else, but something's got to give here soon. My wife, she was my carpool buddy up till end of March, and she went on unemployment for a couple weeks, and then she started training for a new job. Well, she got her trade school certification that she can do this job, and she started her job yesterday. It was kind of wild. She walked out of her class with her certification on Friday, started a job on Monday, and she had a firm offer on that job Wednesday or Thursday, right before she had her certification. So pretty cool. It is about 20-25 miles away from where I work, and she's actually going to ride up with me in the morning, even though there's hugely different start times and end times. But due to the distance between the two, it won't be that bad. She'll catch a hour-long cat nap or so in the car. But we're just saving gas. Because even with her driving around to go to her work and then come back and pick me up, it's saving about half the miles of what it would be for her to just drive to work. Plus, my rental car gets better gas mileage than her family car gets. And my little daily that's currently in the body shop gets way better mileage than her family car gets. So I don't see how much longer gas prices will be able to continue to trend upwards and not really put a hurting on somebody. You know, the average age of the vehicle on the road has consistently gone up, and you can blame that on the cost of cars. You can say that they're getting better, that, you know, before, if you had a 100,000 mile car, you really had something wild and unique. And right now, every vehicle that's in my name or my wife's name has over 100,000 miles on it, and I jump in all but my work truck and drive it anywhere. And the only reason I wouldn't drive my work truck anywhere real far is because it doesn't have AC and doesn't have really great heat. So I'd have to kind of pick my climate and enjoy the 480 air conditioning. But I just think it's wild how expensive gas is getting, and EVs, wide-scale adoption of EVs is still a long ways off. And the reason I say that is the average age of vehicles on the road. Even if suppose you worked out all the issues with EVs right now, where, I wish them dogs would shut up, where, you know, you can charge them as fast as you can get a tank of gas or close enough to it. The batteries won't degrade over the life of the car, and charging infrastructure was all of a sudden as widely available as gas stations. All that happened tomorrow, and so you don't need to sell another gas-powered vehicle. And suppose there's none of the other issues facing EVs as far as raw materials, which there are some articles out there talking about that. So tomorrow, every vehicle sold is an EV at a comparable price point to its gasoline counterpart tomorrow. Okay, great. And suppose electricity doesn't go up at all due to that. Another great thing. With the average age of cars, it would still take 10 years for gasoline vehicles to kind of phase out. And you're going to have the collectors that, you know, have the rare, the cool old stuff that are still going to hang on to it, to their gas vehicles. But you would have the issue of waiting for widespread adoption just due to vehicles. You know, not everybody goes and buys new cars. Even if they have the money, they don't. And then the people that are waiting on those used cars, or, you know, the 2-year leases or whatever, turn around and buy them, scoop a deal off the depreciation, they're going to have to wait 2 years to get a car. Then they're going to drive that car till it gets 100,000 miles on it. The next best thing comes available, and then that car goes into, you know, a 100,000 mile plus used market and becomes cheaper and cheaper. So it's going to take a long time, even if EVs were the only vehicle sold tomorrow, for widespread adoption to take place. That's what I got, folks. I'll be glad when gas gets cheaper and something's done different than it is right now. Take care. Thanks for tuning in. Catch y'all next time.